Hey, Dr. Calderon, this is Brian from Leadhounds, and in this video, I'm going to show you 3 things that you can start doing to bring in more patients through your website. So, you might be asking yourself, why is this guy just showing me all these things for free? Couldn't I just go do them myself and take advantage of the extra business? And the answer is yeah, you absolutely can do that. But what I've found is that most business owners don't have the time to worry about perfecting their website or showing up on Google rankings. So if you do have the time, that's great. I encourage you to use what you learned in this video. But if you don't, and you like what you see, just give me a call or shoot me an email after you're done watching, and we can talk about next steps. Okay, so I mentioned those 3 strategies, but before we get to those, I want to talk about the goal of those strategies. And that's going to center around what's called buyer intent keywords. So that's basically a word or a phrase that someone's going to search for when they want to pay for a service. So in the case of your med spa practice, I saw you guys do injectables like Botox, and it's really popular right now, especially in Miami. So I'm going to use that as an example, but you could really use this for any of your services. Laser hair removal is big also. We could definitely do it for that as well. But let's talk about Botox for now. So I went ahead and searched for Botox Miami on Google. And let's take a look at what we find. So up at the top here, we have what's called the paid ads, right? I'm sure you know about these. You pay Google and they'll give you one of these ad spots, but only about 1% of people actually click on these. They basically see that sponsored disclaimer there and tend to skip over it. So what we want to focus on right now is these links right below, which are called the organic listings. And these are the websites that show up on Google without having to pay them any money directly. And these are what's going to get the vast majority of clicks from people searching for stuff like this. So up at the top here, we see a couple of your competitors, Miami Skin and Vein, GV Plastic Surgery. And we can scroll down and look for Refresh Your Beauty's website, and we'll just see if you're on the first couple pages. So I don't see it there. Okay, so that's the end of the first page, and we'll look at one more page just to be sure. Okay. So I don't see Dr. Calderon or Refresh Your Beauty anywhere on those first couple pages. So what that means is that all the people searching for Botox Miami are going to be clicking on these links on the first page, right? Instead of going to your website. So then you might ask, do I even care about that, right? How many people are even searching for this? And we can actually take a look at that. This is a tool I use called Ahrefs to get search data, and right here we can see that keyword Botox Miami, and we see that gets 1,000 searches every single month, right? And if you look at this list, we have some others, I guess Botox in Miami, some Spanish speakers, I'm sure you get plenty of those. Miami Botox, right, another 250. A lot of these have over 200 searches a month. And, if you look at this list, this is thousands of people searching for a service that you provide. And if you're not showing up for these searches, then none of those people are going to be finding your website. And like I said, you could get a list like this for any of those services. So let's see what keywords you do show up for. So I went ahead and searched for refreshyourbeauty.com on Ahrefs, and let's see what we find. So you show up for quite a few keywords, that's good. And let's go ahead and sort them by position so we can see where you're coming up at the top. Okay, so Dr. Calderon, that's good. Makes sense that you would come up for that. We'll look down this list. Dr. Calderon, Boutique Aesthetic, Miami, that's not bad. So you do show up towards the top for a few keywords, but the thing I'm seeing here is that these keywords where you're at the top are either related to your business name or yourself, the provider, or they are not specific to Miami or in this case, Boutique Aesthetic Miami, that's only 30 searches, so it's not that many. But basically, if people are searching for your name, they already know about you. Maybe they were referred by their primary care physician or something like that. But they're not going to be new leads that are coming from all these people looking for your services, right? And then for these other ones, right, if they're not specific to Miami, we have no idea where someone searching ultra hydration is. Like, this is only 90 searches a month, and these could be anywhere in the United States. So what we want to see is those buyer intent keywords, right? Botox Miami, laser hair removal Miami. So we'll scroll down a little further, and we can see a couple, but like Miami refresh, not many searches, and we're getting down to the mid-teens in terms of Google position. That means you're on like the second or third page, probably the third, and nobody's really scrolling that far to find a business they want to go to, right? So let's take a look at your competitor and see what they show up for. So this is MiamiSkinandVein.com, right? We saw them near the top of the rankings for that keyword, Botox Miami. Let's look at their keywords. So right there, we see it, Botox Miami, Botox and Miami. Those both around 1,000 per month. Lip fillers Miami, another really good one, 500 a month, right? Lip filler Miami, Miami Botox, there's another good one. Okay, so you see they're showing up for all these buyer intent keywords where it's someone searching for a specific service. They know they want it, and they're in the area where your business is. And look where Miami Skin and Vein is showing up, right? They're in the top few positions, like on the first page for all of these, right? Botox Miami, #1 spot. Botox and Miami, #3 spot. Lip fillers, #1. So that means they're going to be getting the vast majority of website traffic from all of these keywords. So how can you beat them out for these top spots? Well, that's going to come back to those 3 strategies that I mentioned at the start of the video. And the first of those is going to be the content on your website, right? So what do I mean by that? And what I mean is literally the words on your website, the quantity and what they're saying, right? And so what Google wants to see from its top listed businesses is around 1,500 to 2,000 words of content on the homepage that actually uses those keywords that they want to show up for, right? So we can look at refreshyourbeauty.com, and I'll scroll down. You see you have a little bit of content right there, but even though the website looks good, we're seeing that you only have probably 200 words of content on here. So let's take a look at what Miami Skin and Vein has. So we'll scroll down. They have a little bit right there. See, they have a big chunk of content there. Okay, and we'll keep going. Almost to the bottom. There we are. And so they probably have a little more, like 600 to 700 words, but they don't have as much as Google would ideally like to see. So that's a good thing. It means they have more than you now, but as long as you add that minimum of 1,500 to 2,000 words, you're going to be winning in the content department. Okay, so let's look at another strategy, which is called backlinks. So a backlink is when another website posts a link that goes to your website. And that basically tells Google that you are a credible business, because when they see that other websites, other companies are talking about you, they're sending their own users to your website through a link, that gives Google more trust in your business. And they'll reward you by moving you up those rankings. So we see here you have 43 referring domains. That means 43 different websites are linking to you. Sometimes they can have multiple links. That's why you see 144 under backlinks. But for websites, you have 43 different backlinking websites. So that's a great start. But let's look at Miami Skin and Vein. Okay, so right there you can see they have 315 backlinks. So you can tell that they're beating you out in the backlinking strategy. So that explains why they're up top for all those keywords. So what can we do about that? Well, we can actually go in and look at each of their backlinks. And we can go through each one of these websites and get you a link from that site. And the reason we want to do that is because they clearly have a strategy that's working. So we want to match it, right? We want to do what your competitor is doing. And we won't stop there though. Once we've matched their strategy, we want to just go way above and add another 100, 200 backlinks so that we're not just matching them, but we're blowing them out of the water. Okay, that's backlinks. One more strategy that I wanted to mention is called the Google Map Hack. So that is this section here on the search results. I'm sure you've seen it before, right? You search for a service or a business, and a little map pops up, and you have 3 featured businesses. So these businesses are going to be really important because actually about 30% of the clicks that come from these keyword searches go to these businesses. So how can you get in one of those top spots? Well, one of the strategies we like to use is called citations. So a citation is kind of like a backlink, except instead of linking to your website, it goes to your Google Maps profile. And what we can do is very similar to the backlink strategy. We can take a look at what the top listing on the maps has for citations, and we can copy every single one of those. And of course, we don't want to stop there. We want to add 100 more citations so we make sure we're outdoing them. And on top of that, there's a few other things we can do, like going through and optimizing all the different fields on your Google Maps profile. We can geotag your images so that they're pointing to your business. And we can also help you respond to your reviews and manage those reviews. And all this stuff is, things that Google likes to see from its businesses, and they'll reward you for it by moving you up in the map rankings. Okay, Dr. Calderon, those are the 3 strategies I wanted to mention. Again, that's the content on your website, 1,500 to 2,000 words. It's those backlinks, right? We want to make sure you're not just matching, but you're outdoing your top competitor. And then finally, we want to get you in those top 3 map positions so that you can take advantage of that bonus traffic. All right, thanks so much for watching this video. I really hope it was valuable to you. If it was, and you think you could use some help on this, just give me a call or shoot me an email and we can talk about the next steps. All right, thanks. Bye.